welcome to TamiFlix English Voiceover. Today we are going to dive into a classic film, Surya Vamsam. Surya Vamsam is an unforgettable tale that explores the value of family, love and sacrifice. The film beautifully portrays the journey of father and son and the emotional struggles they face in their quest for respect, honor and understanding. Join us as we explore the powerful story of Surya Vamsam together. At the start of the movie, you see the hero's father, Sakthivel. Sakthivel's family is well-off, rich family in that village. They are helping the peoples of the village. In the scene, a worker comes and says that her daughter has been abused by Dharmalingam, who is the villain of this movie. Dharmalingam tries to misbehave with her. She escapes from that place and says that she will go to tell everyone about this matter. But Dharmalingam uses his influences and asks the police officer to arrest her because she stole jewels from his home. So, the police stop her and arrest her. After 2 days, she is supposed to marry someone, but now this situation spoiled her future. Her father cries about her and informs this to Sakthivel. Sakthivel gets angry and goes to the police station. He explains the situation and calls the SP. The SP advises the police officer based on what Sakthivel said. So the police officer releases the girl. In the next scene, Sakthivel introduces his family to someone. While introducing them, Sakthivel's wife is looking for someone. Sakthivel comes and asks what she is looking at. She says that she has not seen Chinrasu since morning. Sakthivel gets angry when hearing his name. In the next scene, you see the movie hero Chinrasu, the last son of the Sakthivel. He went to the temple to pray for his father Sakthivel. After he returned, Sakthivel's family is ready to take a picture. Chinrasu's mother signals him to Sakthivel and asks him to add Chinrasu to the family photo. Sakthivel says that his family is already here and asks the photographers to take the photo. Chinrasu gets disappointed after hearing these words from his father. In the next scene, Chinrasu's brother asks him to clean the house for some guests. Chinrasu asks who came. His brother's wife refuses to tell him. In the next scene, Chinrasu and his uncle are walking. In front of them, a girl is taking a care of ducks with her little child. Her child is crying because of hunger. Chinrasu and his uncle advises her to feed the child while they take care of the ducks. She accepts and leaves. In the meantime, a car comes and honks to clear the path. In the car, you see the movie heroine Nandhini and her uncle. Chinrasu and his uncle act like they didn't hear the horn. Nandhini calls them ducks and asks them to clear the path. Then Nandhini asks them for direction to the village. Chinrasu's uncle gives them the wrong route because she called them ducks. Nandhini thanks them and leaves. Nandhini follows the route that advised. In a few minutes, that path connects to the same route. This time, the lady is still taking care of the ducks. Nandhini asks the lady for the direction to the village. The lady says that was wrong route and this is the correct one. Nandhini gets shocked and asks about Chinrasu and his uncle. The lady says that they are working in Sakthivel's house. Nandhini goes to Sakthivel's house as a guest. Finally, they reach Sakthivel's house and Chinrasu brothers welcome them. He asks, "Why are you so late?" Nandhini says that some misleads her with the wrong route and adds that they are working here. At that time, Chinrasu and his uncle cross the way. Chinrasu's brother called them to take care of the guest. Chinrasu and his uncle cover their faces because they mislead her, but Nandhini recognizes them. Chinrasu and his uncle try to escape from by lying, but Nandhini warns them that she will complain to Sakthivel. Then they admit that it was their mistake and apologize. In the next scene, Nandhini wants to punish them, so she asks them to give her clothes to wash. Chinrasu and his uncle take the clothes and leave. In the next scene, people are waiting to hear Chinrasu's songs that night. Nandhini also listens to the song and follows Chinrasu. That night, Nandhini's father and mother arrive. Nandhini says that Chinrasu is working here and asks him to bring the luggage. Then Nandhini's father explains that he is not a worker. He is the last son of Sakthivel. Nandhini's father asked Chinrasu about the engagement. He explained that his son is going to marry Chinrasu's sister. Chinrasu gets shocked and says that he doesn't know about this. Chinrasu gets disappointed and leaves the place. The next day, the engagement happens. Nandhini starts to inquire about Chinrasu. In the next scene, Nandhini goes to Chinrasu's uncle and asks about him. Chinrasu's uncle begins to explain the story. Let's dive into the flashback. That was the young age of Chinrasu. He loved a girl named Gauri for a very young age. Chinrasu loved Gauri very much. Their parents also decided to marry them off from their small age. At that time, Gauri was studying in the hostel. She returned to the village every weekend. That was the happiest weekend in Chinrasu's life. Days passed and Chinrasu's mother decided to arrange the marriage between Chinrasu and Gauri. Chinrasu's mother said that she needed to confirm this with Gauri, but Sakthivel said that Gauri was raised by him, so she would accept anything. The marriage arrangements began. While going to the temple, Chinrasu saw a girl who committed suicide. Chinrasu rescued the girl. It was Gauri. Chinrasu asked for the reasons why she has committed suicide. Gauri told him that she wasn't going to marry someone who was not educated. Chinrasu's uncle asked, "Why do you speak so sweetly with Chinrasu?" Gauri replied that she spoke sweetly to cows and goats, but she wasn't going to marry them. Likewise, she couldn't marry Chinrasu either. Chinrasu became sad after hearing these words from Gauri, so he decided to stop the marriage without disturbing her. Sakthivel thought that Chinrasu had stopped the marriage, and he decided that from now on, Chinrasu wasn't his son. Sakthivel arranged a marriage between Gauri and a well-educated engineer groom. From that day on, Chinrasu felt sad about this love. The flashback ends here. Nandhini gained some respect for Chinrasu after knowing this truth. It was the marriage day. Chinrasu was doing all the work and nobody cared about him. On that day, Gauri also arrived. Chinrasu saw Gauri and she laughed sarcastically, but Nandhini tried to support him. Gauri introduced everyone in the family to her friends, but she didn't introduce Chinrasu. Gauri said that he was not such an important person to introduce. Chinrasu became very sad. Nandhini noticed this and called her friends. Nandhini started introducing Chinrasu to her friends. Nandhini said that Chinrasu sacrificed his life for some people, but they didn't remember that. Gauri got angry upon hearing this and left the place. In the next scene, Nandhini tried to propose her love to Chinrasu, but Chinrasu said that he didn't think about another girl in his life. Chinrasu said that Gauri had made a wound in his heart. Nandhini said that she wanted to be a medicine for that wound. Nandhini added that she loved him very much and would wait for Chinrasu tomorrow in the same place. Chinrasu thought about this the whole day. The next day, Nandhini was waiting for Chinrasu's answer. Finally, Chinrasu accepted her love and Nandhini became very happy. Nandhini and her family returned home. Dharmalinga presented them with a costly car and tried to arrange a marriage between his son and Nandhini. Nandhini's mother accepted the proposal, but Nandhini said that she loved Chinrasu and wanted to marry him. Nandhini's mother warned her and decided to start the marriage arrangements. Nandhini wrote a letter to Chinrasu saying that their parents had arranged a marriage and she didn't accept it, but her parents compelled her, so she wrote that if she married someone else, she would commit suicide. In the meantime, Sakthivel called Chinrasu to speak with him. Chinrasu became very happy and ran to see him. Sakthivel said that Nandhini's mother came and see him and she didn't want any problems in Nandhini's marriage because of Chinrasu. So, Sakthivel asked Chinrasu not to spoil the marriage function. Chinrasu thought about Nandhini's letter and his father's words. Finally, Chinrasu decided to marry Nandhini. He went to the marriage function and brought Nandhini to the temple. Chinrasu and Nandhini got married. Then they went home. Sakthivel scolded both of them. He threw the property papers in Chinrasu's face and asked them to leave the house. Chinrasu considered that his father was the biggest property, so he didn't want this property and they both left the house. Chinrasu's uncle arranged a house for Chinrasu and Nandhini. Nandhini liked the house very much and they started their life there. The next day, Chinrasu came with happy news that he got a job. Chinrasu didn't want to share the struggles in his work, so he lied about his work. In the next scene, Chinrasu saw a saree shop and bought a saree for Nandhini. Nandhini also bought a dress for Chinrasu, so both apologized for the mistakes they had made. Now, they didn't have enough money to buy the cooking items, so Chinrasu sold his watch and bought the products. In the next scene, Nandhini's father came to see Nandhini. Nandhini's father saw that his daughter was living happily with Chinrasu. Nandhini's father wondered how his daughter was running her family so well. Nandhini made upma for her dad and gave some to her mother as well. Initially, Nandhini's mother refused, but later she tasted it and liked it. In the next scene, Gauri and her husband were passing by Chinrasu's house in their car. The car broke down due to some issues. At that time, Gauri saw Nandhini and stopped. Gauri said that she already knew what would happen if she married Chinrasu. That's why she didn't want to marry him. Chinrasu saw this from behind. Chinrasu advised Nandhini that he wants well-educated, but Nandhini should complete her degree as she had ambition to become IAS officer. So Chinrasu wanted her to continue her studies. In the next scene, Nandhini found out that Chinrasu has lied about his job. Nandhini motivated Chinrasu to start a business. Nandhini's uncle helped them to start a business. Chinrasu bought a bus and started his business. Chinrasu implemented many discounts and new strategies in his business. The business began to grow. Months passed and Chinrasu became a father. Now Chinrasu was in good position. Nandhini also went for IAS training and eventually became an IAS officer. In the next scene, Sakthivel went to the collector's office to ask for some permission. Nandhini was the collector for that district. Sakthivel thought about the words he had said when they got married. Nandhini asked about the problems and told him that she would try to solve it. Suddenly, Nandhini got a call from someone and informed that her child was behaving like his grandfather. Sakthivel then left the place. In the next scene, Sakthivel visited a school and spoke with the headmaster. At that time, he tried to spill the ink from his pen and the ink spilled on the little boy's shirt. Sakthivel apologized and said that he didn't see the boy. The little boy politely replied that it was okay. Sakthivel realized that the little boy was Chinrasu's son. He went to the boy and asked his name. The little boy said that his name was Sakthivel, which was his grandfather's name. Afterward, they left the place. In the next scene, Gauri came to Chinrasu's house for her husband's work. Gauri said that her husband's business was making a loss and they were in poor condition. Nandhini remembered the words that Gauri had said to her when she was marrying Chinrasu. Then Chinrasu came and said that if her husband thought that his job in Chinrasu's company was not the same as working elsewhere, he would appoint him. Chinrasu then left the place. Nandhini added Chinrasu was behind her success. Nandhini asked Gauri to apologize if she had spoken rudely and asked her husband to join the job. From the next day onwards, Sakthivel started meeting Chinrasu's son continuously. In the next scene, Chinrasu asked about his son's new friend. The Chinrasu realized that it was his father and asked his son to behave politely. In the next scene, Nandhini met Sakthivel in the temple and invited him to open a new hospital. But Sakthivel refused and left the place. The next day, Sakthivel and Chinrasu's mother went to the function without knowing each other's presence. In that function, Chinrasu said that his father's words had taught him about hard work and how to improve his life. Sakthivel heard this speech and left the place. The next day, Chinrasu brought sweets for his father. In the meantime, Sakthivel was already getting ready to visit Chinrasu's son. Sakthivel's wife became suspicious and followed him. Later, she learned that Sakthivel had been in Chinrasu's son every day at this time. Then she left the place. Chinrasu's son gave the sweets to Sakthivel and they left the place. While going home, Sakthivel noticed someone who needed help, so he got out of the car and helped them. In the meantime, Dharmalingam mixed the poison into the sweets. After returning home, Sakthivel ate the sweets and was later admitted to the hospital. The village people and the family members mistakenly thought that Chinrasu has poisoned his father and beat him. While they were beating Chinrasu, Sakthivel recovered and revealed the truth that Dharmalingam had mixed the poison into the sweets. Chinrasu and Sakthivel fought with them and Sakthivel accepted Chinrasu and his son. They started their happy life as a joint family. The movie concludes here. Hope everyone is enjoying this voiceover. If you want me to give the voiceover for any movie, just put the movie name and year in the comment. Thanks for hanging out with us and watching this movie, Surya Vamsam. Remember to like, share and subscribe to TamiFlix English Voiceover for more cool stuffs. See you all!